Welcome to Cooking with Dragons. My name is Work. Today I am making Sagefire Butter, which I'm going to be putting on salmon. So I'm going to call that Sagefire Salmon. Yeah. So we're going to go with about a teaspoon of sage, half a teaspoon of onion, a pinch or two of red chili flakes, some thinly sliced garlic, some freshly sliced basil. This is purple basil, so it should give it some nice color. And I'm going to run this garlic through this mandolin to get a nice thin slice of garlic there. You could also get away with using a bit of minced garlic if you wanted to. I'm also going to give it a little bit of kosher salt. So yeah, I'm going to start with this little pat of butter here, and then I'm going to put it in with the softened butter, and to make kind of quick compound butter on the fly, pretty much, for the salmon. But yeah, shouldn't be too hard. Alright, let's get this started. Turning on the heat now. Setting it to 4 if you have a glass top stove. Got that garlic nice and thin. And I'm just gonna kind of lightly trim that up a little bit and throw that in there when that butter is ready. So, yeah. Ready, so we get that butter nice and melty. While that's going, we'll get the sage. I got a half teaspoon here, so I'm going to go with 2 of those for the sage. Just the 1 right on the butter. And a 2. A little bit of onion powder. And a couple of things of chili flakes. Stir that up. Garlic in there. Just until that becomes fragrant. And a little bit of lemon juice. Yeah, that should brighten it up nicely. Alright, so here's what we got. Got that butter softened ready to go. This should help soften it up even more. Just gonna pour that in. And then mix that in there. Alright, you got that butter nicely going there. Should be good to go as soon as that salmon is ready. There's the salmon. Going with Norwegian Atlantic salmon. Salmon. We'll get there. Alright, so next thing we gotta do is get this pan ripping hot. Alrighty. Should just be ready to grab and drop. So we're just gonna put a little bit of oil when that's ready. Probably hit that with a little bit of salt at the top, and then just because I didn't add the salt in there in the butter, that way it's not too salty to begin with. So. Alright, so it's starting to sizzle now. So that got that pan ripping hot. Just gonna add a little bit of olive oil to it now. Yeah. And in with the salmon. Alrighty. About 4 to 7 minutes on the first side, and then another 3 to 4 after you flip it. It doesn't take very long to pan sear a piece of fish, actually. You can actually watch it in progress as it goes up. Basically what you're looking for is you're looking for it to go a little bit about the, I'm not very good at measurements, but about a little bit up the waist of that fish. That's when you know it's about time to flip it. And then you will let that heat go up the other side a little bit. Yeah. I'm going to hit that with a little bit of salt. I'm going to start with set 4 minutes here. Now you just leave that alone and let it cook. Gives you a chance to clean up while you're waiting. So the last thing you want to do is give somebody salmonella. And then you have that salmonella become a jazz singer, and it becomes Salmonella Fitzgerald. And then, then we have a whole different kind of salmonella. I think the pan has told me to shut up now. But yeah. Looking good so far. Smells fishy in here. Fish, they never have to worry about how much something weighs. Because they have their own scales. I couldn't make this video without making a fish pun, could I? Alrighty, as we can see, you see those white lines going up the side. That's a good indicator that's saying that it's cooking nicely. And then I got a timer set for 4 minutes. That should be a good first mark. And then we'll give it a flip. Should be nice and crispy on that side. And then let it go for another 3 to 4 minutes. While it's going for that 3 or 4 minutes, we'll add this Sagefire Butter infusion. Yeah, I'll come back when it's ready to flip them. Alrighty now, it's time for the flip. Alrighty. I'm just going to add this to it. Heck yeah. Another 3 minutes is all it should really need, and while it's cooking we can use that butter to baste it, so that will help. But yeah, it's smelling really nice right now. And then after it's done cooking, we'll let it rest for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then yeah, go from there. Alrighty. So that is coming along nicely now. Another minute, it should be done. And I made sure to keep that garlic on top a little bit so that way it doesn't burn in the pan, so that should help too. And then you just take a spoon and kind of baste it while it's cooking, and that helps it. That helps it nicely too. Alright, time to remove them from the pan. Transferring them onto this cast iron skillet, because of course I would. In about 2 or 3 minutes, it should be good to go. Alrighty, so here's our salmon. I'm going to pair it with some brown rice. That should be good. I'm not going to waste any of that lovely paste in there, so I'm just going to add that into the rice. Yeah, I'm using bagged rice, but what I got. And here we have Sagefire Salmon with some brown rice underneath. Decided to switch to a bowl. Thought that would be nicer. But yeah. Alrighty, and I'm back. Here's the salmon. Try it out. Skin is nice and crunchy, but nice and tender. Try it out. I do try to edit out my the parts where I'm eating because I noticed that I kind of smack my lips a little bit, and that's not intentional, but I don't know if that would sound good on a video. Just going every time I'm eating something. Let's try it with that rice. Yeah, the skin is nice and crispy, and the fish is nice and tender. So yeah. That sage cuts through nicely. Get that fresh basil. And running the garlic through the mandolin was a good idea because yeah, and let it be part of the dish itself rather than just dissolving into it, you know. Yeah, it's nice and buttery, nice and flaky, and the skin's nice and crispy. Yeah, it works. Alright, Sagefire Salmon with Sagefire Butter. Check it out. Thank you for watching. My name is Rourke, Cook with Dragons. We're exploring the world of food. See you next time and keep on feeding the fire.